Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Get on in here, y'all. Get on in here. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. You are now in the den. So, guys, this is my review recap, child. All the Queensmen, Season 3, Episode 6, Never Scared. Honey, we back in Club Eden, y'all. We back in Club Eden, and it's going down. I told y'all we could not trust, okay, small D, little D, baby D, a.k.a. wannabe fake big D, Mr. Thirsty, okay? I told y'all we couldn't trust him. He trying to act like he all hard. He had me fooled for maybe 1.5 seconds. I was like, okay, Big D, maybe you are about something. All right, we over here wrapping up Casanova with plastic, take him out to the trash, okay? The swamp to be exact, or so we thought. Now, Tommy and Blue, I'm gonna need y'all to step it up, honey. I'll be going hard for y'all. Y'all know y'all my peoples, but y'all slipping. Y'all slipping, honey. And when this all comes out, it's gonna be some answers that's gonna need to be, you know what I'm saying, done. And there's gonna be some things that need to be dealt with. I'm just saying. Now, who was this person that texted Amp? How did Amp get this notification and know where Diamond was going? Is Amp really the person that slipped these damn tires, or was Big D slipping the tires so he could get her on over to his place, honey? This is what inquiring minds want to know. Now, Fernando, we don't want to hear from you. We don't want your fake calls with Blue, okay, with y'all cosplaying Madam and Kajier. We want him. We want the real deal. We don't want you with your fake shenanigans. I keep telling you to get on up out of our face. I cannot wait for Fernando to be damn taken out. I'm sick of it, okay? In the meantime, Detective Davis over here getting that PhD, honey, okay, and trying to still make bargains on, you know, wanting Madam, and then she might give a little bit more. I said, girl, get up our damn face, all right? Just get some more of that PhD and stay your behind quiet and out the way. Meantime, Rashawn really does want this revenge. He trying to go in. He trying to get Tandy. He ain't forget what they did for him. And he said, y'all gonna start treating me like I'm some little dumb country boy. I said, all right, Rashawn, what you fitting to do? Okay, what you fitting to do? Now, Babyface, okay, is getting a little lecture, a little, you know, come to Jesus moment with Midnight when he like, you messed up for what you did with Rashawn. And Rashawn got him on the daggone list too, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into this episode, honey. Break it on down. Take it from the top. You know how we do. Baby, we started right off where we left, baby. Okay, we got Dag on Big D, a.k.a. Little D, Small D, Thirsty D, coming up in there talking about some, oh, I was just lost. I was just looking. It's just me. You know I'm a dancer. Tell me, like, what the hell you doing down here? Like, why would you be coming down here? Okay, why are you snooping around? Now you dead. And, you know, Little D talking about some, what? What do you mean? Why I gotta be dead? You know, I could just leave. We could pretend none of this ever happened. Tommy said, oh, no, it's too late for that, bro. Casanova over here trying to beg, help me, help me, help me. You know, and Little D go ahead and slap him up, tell him to shut the hell up. And Tommy like, whoa, what you doing all of that for? And he was like, I don't know, yo, cause he getting on my damn nerves or whatever the case may be. And I said, wait a minute, you being a little too extra with that part. You know, I was giving him the side eye at this point. So he's steadily telling him like, yo, you could just let me leave. I ain't see nothing. Now, Tommy says he was going to call Madam. And Tommy, that's exactly what you should have did. You know, he's saying because now you got to basically be jumped in. You was already over here on the main stage. You know, you got to prove yourself. You've been getting by for a minute. Now, of course, he keeps saying, you know, from Louisiana, Texas raised and all of this. And, you know, he like, I know how the game goes. I done seen a lot of stuff and I ain't going to say shit about this. You could trust me. Whoop-de-whoop. We know Tommy don't care about you telling him all of that. You know, I'm not going to say nothing or whatever. And so Tommy is like, well, you know what? This was coming sooner or later. So, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Pop that. Okay. Pop goes the weasel. You're going to have to go ahead and take him out. So here go D talking about some, oh, well, no, you know, that's a holler point, and you know how much a mess you would make and what you would have to clean up. You know, go ahead here, take this back. And he pulling out his own gun. And Tommy like, wait a minute, you know what I'm saying? Basically ready to pop off. And he like, yo, calm down. You know, these bullets is better. It does not make such a big mess. His basically internal organs would like implode inside of him or whatever the case may be. And we would not have to clean up as much. And he like, you got plastic. And Tommy Tommy like the plastic is already down. He's like, nah, put a little bit more than that. And so all of a sudden, Big D, okay, aka Little D, Tiny D, okay, Small D, is over here wrapping up this daggone body real quick, y'all. Okay, real quick, so that we don't see nothing. Tommy talking about some, how you move that fast. And he told Tommy to go get the car. He's like, trust me, I used to basically be fighting with hogs. And, the alligators and them will eat up bodies and all this different stuff in the swamps, and we won't find nothing. And he was like, yo, we nowhere near no damn Louisiana. He was like, yeah, but we close by Savannah, and I could go ahead and dump the body there. So he told him to go get the car and bring it around. And right there, I was like, no, something ain't right here, honey. Go get your own damn car. Why the hell you sending Tommy and all of a sudden trying to make Tommy into an errand boy? And Tommy, you were slipping, honey. You were slipping with this part, I guess, because he was so off guard with just how quick D was moving and wasn't really expecting that from him. So he got over on Tommy for a minute. We gonna see how long that's gonna last. So nonetheless, when they come out, is like, well, he gotta hurry up and get up out of here. Tommy asking, Diamond why she's still here, whatever the case may be, and she's like, hurry up and take him. So I'm trying to figure it out and calculate, like, wait, did Z take the body already and then come back for Dom, or is this supposed to be where he just literally put the body in the back of the trunk and we gonna be riding around with the body and have time to all of a sudden when we walking Dom outside, her tires is cut, right? And we saying like 2 of them is cut or whatever. And she's basically like, I can't believe this. I already know who did this. This gotta be Imp. I can't, and all of that. And she's so upset. And he's like, calm down, calm down. Whoa, I got it. I could go ahead and drive you home. Don't even worry about it. I felt like it could have been Imp, but I also felt like it could have been him and he was looking for a way to drive her. I don't know. I don't trust neither one of them right about now, to be honest. It's 50-50 for me. But nonetheless, she at first was like, nah, you ain't driving me no home, but what I will do is go back with you to your place. I'm like, why would you be going back to his place, Dom? I'm confused. So then he want to tell her, well, I stay in a small shabby hotel or whatever. And she's like, that's okay. I don't care. And he's talking about, all right, like, I'm happy with this. I don't mind either. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I'm happy if we could do this. And so she was like, oh, it ain't going to be no this to do. Ain't nothing happening. And he was like, I wasn't talking about that. I'm talking about the ride. And she's like, that's the same thing I was talking about too. And he talking about some sure you was. And then, they got had to leave. So in the meantime, we see Rashawn, the other amateur guy, I don't remember his name right now, and Miss Trouble chilling, smoking on some stuff, okay, having a little chit-chat conversation about, Trouble been in her feelings and acting real cranky and mad and mean, what's going on with you, and she want to throw little subliminals out there, but then when they asking her, it's like, oh, nothing, nah, I ain't gonna say nothing, or whatever the case may be. And they was bringing up the fact that, Rashawn sees this massage table over there. And he's like, can you teach me how to do massages or whatever? I need to get my bread up and have my little side hustles that I know how to do too. And homeboy is like, nah, I'm certified for that. I went to school for that. I'm like, well, give Rashawn the information for the school, okay? But we don't go into all of that, right? And so from that point, he's saying, he's basically been messed up ever since what Tandy and them did to them. And Trouble's basically like, yeah, he was hard-headed. He didn't listen. And so, of course, he wants to know what exactly they did to him. And at this point, Rashawn is embarrassed and he don't want to say nothing. And Trouble kind of annoyed me a little bit, which, Trouble gonna annoy me a little bit every daggone episode, because she like, tell him. That's not something that you just want to come out and tell every damn body. It's bad enough a whole bunch of them already know about what went down there. And if he do so choose, to share it, then that's on him. But she just basically wanted to get it off of her. So it's like, yeah, Rashawn, tell him when it went down, right? And so then she ends up letting him know what happened to him. And it's like, damn, that's messed up. And he was basically saying, like, it's a cold world. You got to be careful out here. It's going to be people that, will try to get over on you and all of that other kind of stuff, right? And so Rashawn just keeps saying, yeah, that's okay. I'm going to get my get back, they not going to get away with this. I'm definitely going to have something for them or whatever. And of course, Trouble's like, yo, you ain't going to do nothing or whatever the case may be. And he was like, no, because he was telling her like, well, tell me what happened or whatever with you, something is going on. He's like, me and you have been friends. You the only one that's been looking out for me. You could tell me. And so she goes, oh, well, no, I don't want to talk about it or whatever the case may be, right? And she was saying that y'all don't really know what all of them is about. If y'all knew what I knew, y'all wouldn't even be discussing anything about it. And so she was like, just leave it alone. She talking about something, ain't nothing wrong with her. She just high and just, let it go. And so, Rashawn is like, well, I'm not letting nothing go. And a lot of times y'all don't want to have conversations with me. Y'all think I'm stupid because I'm from the country. And so, they like, we never said you was dumb or whatever the case may be. Nobody ain't never feel that way. And he was like, yeah, whatever. Yes, yeah, I do. But I am going to get even, believe that or whatever, right? And so at this point, Trouble was like, yo, I'm up out of here. Just let him give you a ride back home. And she go ahead and walk out. And homeboy was basically like, oh, you still don't understand woman or whatever, right? And in the meantime, we seeing that Tandy actually been sending him text messages. And it's like, well, what the text messages are saying? Oh, I don't know. I don't even care. I'm not answering her back or nothing right now. And the guy was like, yo, just block her. And he's like, no, I'm not going to block her yet because I want to be able to figure out what I'm going to do first before I, block her. I said, okay, Rashawn, what you about to do? You know what I'm saying? Let me find out, boo. All right? Let me find out, honey. So we get on over to, Madam getting home or whatever. She's saying she want to go ahead and rest. She's ready for bed and stuff like that. And, Joey, he's still just talking his mess and saying she got to let him do his job. She's like, boy, just do the job I'm paying you to do, and that's it. I don't need nothing extra, right? But after going back and forth with him for a minute, she's like, I'll tell you what, I will try to listen. And he's like, thank you. She's like, can I go to bed now since you want to be barking orders? And he's like, yes, madam, go ahead, whatever, right? And she was like, y'all just count this money or whatever. And he was like, I will. So, Blue was like, can I go home? And she like, Blue girl, what is the problem? I done told you, okay, 11 times that I'm gonna need you to stay around, do what you got to do here, and call it a day. You are not to go nowhere until we get this figured out or whatever, right? And she had basically said Joey, and Joey went and stood next to her. And she like, girl, this dude ain't scaring me, okay? I will take him out. So she's like, I just need you to be patient and just wait. I already done told you. When I know what he's up to, then we can move or whatever. Until then, and Blue is basically like, I hear you. She was like, well, what the hell is so wrong with my damn house anyway? Oh, nothing, madam. So madam's like, okay, cool. Then I shouldn't hear no more about this, right? So then she say good night and she go head up. Now Joey gonna start talking his crap to, Blue once madam leaves, saying, y'all the ones that messed this up in the first place. Because Blue told Joey, like, you don't know what you getting into. He was like, I think I do. She was like, yeah, you could think you do, but you don't. And so he was like, if it wasn't for you and, Tommy messing up in the first place, I wouldn't be here, whatever. And we all want the same thing, and we basically want to keep her safe, because Blue was like, no, we don't want the same things. But when it came to that part, she was like, okay, that's true on that part. She was like, we also all want you out of here. Yes, Joey, we sure the hell do. But he says that's her call. So in the meantime, he over here trying to talk, crap about Tommy. Oh, y'all slipped up. Y'all let somebody in the office or whatever tell me I'm wrong. He was like, I know he means well, but at the end of the day, he's not cut out for this job. And so Blue was like, you sure about that? And he like, yeah. She like, so say it again. He like, what is he standing behind me? Sure enough, Tommy had just finished walking in. And she's like, yeah. So he's just basically looks at him and was like, yo, bro, I ain't got nothing to say to you. And, of course, Tommy is like, no, continue, talk your mess or whatever the case may be, right? You sure had a lot to say to Blue. So he's like, I'll be at my post. And he like, yeah, you do that, right? And so he talking about this, my shit. And Blue is like, this is our shit, okay? Don't leave that part out. And so, of course, he's just like, I can't stand that ninja once he walks away. And he proceeds to tell her, like, you wouldn't believe what happened tonight. Did madam already go to bed? She's like, yeah, what's going on? So he start asking her, like, how did you find, little D, baby D, small D? And she was like, you mean big D? He like, whatever, okay? I ain't calling him no damn big D. You know who I'm talking about. Like, where did you get him from? And she's talking about, of course, how she finds him at the party. Well, did you do a background check? Yeah, I did the background check. It was basically the usual stuff. He come from Louisiana, whatever, been doing his thing in Texas, and he may have had some type of gang affiliations here and there. You expect that, whatever, when you in the hood and things of that nature. And he like, interesting. She like, why? He was like, cause he took Casanova out, and she's like, what? And he's like, yeah, he took him out with no problem, without blinking an eye. He was on it real quick, knew how to wrap him up, what kind of bullets to use, was, basically knew where to dump the body and all of that. So she's like, really? Like him? So she's like, well, madam gonna be pissed about this, right? And he's like, yeah, I do, but we gonna have to go ahead and wait and tell her in the morning, because he was like, should I go and tell her now? She like, nah, you might as well wait till the morning, right? But he was like, yo, he did that shit without nothing. Like, I'm actually kind of impressed. I wasn't expecting this, right? And so I'm like, madam, I'm sorry, Blue, Tommy, I need y'all, okay, to stop slipping on y'all jobs. First of all, we check anybody else and know every single thing about them, where they come from, where they got their damn clothes from, you name it. But all of a sudden, when it comes to, Big D, he supposed to have what? The best damn cover that the world has ever seen, okay? He was able to, first of all, he didn't come to them. Remember, Blue is the one that chose him. So that means he was already planning specifically in that spot, because they knew that, somebody would basically, I guess he would catch their eye. That also means that he must have seen the whole thing that happened with Babyface and Patty. They already know all this other information on Madam, even though they haven't been able to prove it without a doubt. And they did tell Casanova that they was going to have other people that would be watching and able to, come in if any situations went down. And remember, Casanova was like, well, that make me feel even better and more safe. So we didn't get there yet, but honey, apparently this was the plan the whole daggone time, child. I said, Lord of mercy. So, we have Amp coming home, and we basically have, Frago outside just telling him like, yo, I wanted to make sure you was okay. He was like, you all messed up and drunk. You shouldn't be, driving. Like, I wanted to talk to you. And Amp is like, yo, it's late. What the hell do you want? Like, why the hell you keep popping up? Why you keep coming to my damn house? Why you nagging me? You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of it. If I wanted a nagging bitch, then I could still be messing with Dom. And Frago is like, is that what all of this stuff has been about? And he was like, what about? Like, what are you talking about? What? He was like, I don't understand why you keep popping up to my house. Like, do you want the D? Okay, do you ride that other way? If you do, I can't help you with that, but you know what I'm saying, it's all good, be you. So Frago was like, no, what are you talking about? He was like, we're friends. I'm just trying to check on you as a friend. Now Amp is saying, we not friends, bro. We not friends, okay? We cool or whatever, but we are not friends. So Frago was like, this is not you talking. This is that drink. This is them drugs, whatever. And he's like, no, this is Amp. This is Anthony talking or whatever. No, I'm not going to be your damn friend. And Frago was like, well, I'm going to be your friend no matter what, whether you want me to be or not. You know what I'm saying? And so Amp just was still talking his foolishness about, do you want me and all of that, and maybe when you grow some titties and stuff like that, or if you grew titties, then that's when I would pay attention to you, but other than that, I need you to get up out my damn face. So Frago was like, all right, I'm gonna leave you, but just know that if you ever need me and you want to talk, I'm here for you. And basically says good night and say bye. And Amp is just like, thank you. Now all of a sudden he gets a notification. We don't get to see where this notification is coming from, who it's coming from, or what exactly it says, but he goes walking off instead of going in the house. And first thing that's popping in my head is, wait, does he have some type of tracker on damn Dom? Is somebody, is he paying somebody to follow her, and the person is sending him the updates? Like, I need to know, because I just knew his behind was about to show up at that same hotel where Dom and Z is at, okay? So nonetheless, child, moving on from there, we see Madam in the bed, and it seems like she can't sleep. She haven't went right to sleep. She end up calling her daddy. Old Nurse Nasty is answering the phone or whatever, and of course she asked to speak to him. And when he get on the phone, he's saying everything is copacetic. I'm good. How you doing? Whatever. Have you found out what's going on with this mayor's daughter yet? Governor's daughter or whatever? And she's like, no. I haven't, but, I got my ear to the streets or whatever the case may be. And it may be some other situations that we can, benefit from or whatever, right? And at first she was telling him that Nurse Nasty shouldn't be hearing this. And he like, yo, I could say whatever the hell I want to say in front of her because I could, take her behind on out. So she says she do have a regular that's going to be running for mayor. And he's like, that could be good. We could possibly use that. And so she was like, yeah, I think it actually might work or whatever the case may be. And so he was like, all right. He was like, but you got to move, baby girl, because you got this DA that's coming in real hot and ready to do something. And she's up to something. So she was like, well, how you know that? He got his ears to the ground too. Okay, don't get it twisted. And so she was like, well, most of that stuff is circumstantial. He was like, I don't know, baby girl. Okay, they really moving, I'm telling you. So she said, well, from what I'm hearing, because I got my ears to the street too, we good. I think I would know if it was something more than that. So he basically was telling her, I trust you, but we got to be sure. You got to always stay on top of everything. And she's like, I got this, daddy. And he was like, okay, baby girl. She told him she want to come see him tomorrow. And he like, nah, keep it Thursday like you normally do. We don't need to be making no changes. All right. So we going to go ahead and get up off this phone. And I love you. Yeah, I love you too. So now, we basically see, child, all of a sudden we see him PhD bumping and grinding with Davis, baby. Yes, okay. He giving it to her, giving it to her, giving it to her, giving it to her, okay? And she seems to be enjoying herself very, very, very much, if I may say so myself, honey. So when he finished, she talking about the room is spinning, and he was like, yeah, spinning because your ass was drinking and drinking and drinking. She was like, yeah, that I was. And as a matter of fact, I'm about to drink some more. She pick up her cup and she's still sipping. And he like, yo, chill, because your ass gonna end up, getting sick and probably throwing up, and you better not throw up on my damn couch. She like, nah, I'm good. I know how to handle my liquor. So they get to little chit chat and small talk or whatever. And he was like, yeah, you seem like you knew how to handle this D too. Okay. And she was like, sure do. All right. I'm a grown ass woman here in these streets. So basically, he's saying how he could basically give her more. And she was like, really? You think you could do that? You can handle that? He told her he could go hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, all right? All night long, all night, all right? That's what he trying to give. So she like, oh, really? Well, you know what I'm saying? Don't talk about it. Be about it. Show me. She says she could do some extra things too, but in order for her to go ahead and do them extra things, she would need a little something from him. And he's like, well, what's that? And she basically was like, everything on your damn board. So he's like, you kidding me? You back to that again? Like, what the hell is it with you, lady? Like, you really thought you was supposed to what? Come over here and give me the best cat ever, and I was supposed to fold and tell everything on madam, or I'm supposed to just make some stuff up? So she was like, well, you really don't have to make up, because let's not act like we don't know madam is out here being a cold-blooded killer, okay, drug dealer, and everything else under the sun, much, much, much more. And so it's not like you would really have to make up things. And he's like, so you just came over here, that was your plan or whatever the case may be, just to, bump and grind with me to get some more info. And she was like, nah, baby, I came and got the PhD because that's what I wanted to do. Don't get it twisted, all right, boo? So he talking about something. Normally, if it's real good, he would fall right to sleep. And she was like, well, what the hell you trying to say? You really an arrogant bastard. And he was like, I'm just saying, if it's good, I would have knocked out. You all right, and she telling him he did what he had to do and what needed to be done. She was okay with it. And he's like, I told you, right? So nonetheless, he basically, when he was saying that he could go hours and hours and hours, she was like, well, anybody could say anything. Why don't you come on over here, and show me, all right? Because he was like, well, what you make, 880,000 to 100,000? She like, why? He was like, because you sure could make a whole lot more than that. If I was just making that, I would probably be frustrated too. And it don't even seem like you really enjoy your job. So she was like, no, I do love what I do, okay, at least sometimes or whatever. And he was like, well, you don't really make me seem, don't seem like you like it all that much to me. And she, basically was like, look, it does get frustrating going after people like your boss and then never ever, being able to win. So is Davis about to go ahead and get on that payroll, honey, so she can get some more money rolling in? Now, I still wouldn't trust her, worth a damn, but That could be a possibility that could be going down. But in the meantime, she getting some more of that PhD. So now we move on over and child. Babyface and Daggone Midnight over here doing menage a trois. Okay, he done brung all the girls. He got 2 girls. Midnight got 2 girls. When they finish doing what they gotta do, she give them, give him the bread. And Midnight like, yo, run me my money, okay? I'm not Ray Sean. You ain't about to play me because I will take your behind out in here, okay? And he was like, I'm gonna give you a cut. He was like, cut my behind, okay? You need to go ahead and give me all my damn dough. And then he begins to tell him, like, what you did with Ray Sean was mad whack or whatever the case may be. You ain't about nothing. The fact that that they did what they did to him and you act like you don't care. And he basically brung up Miss Patty and he's like, yo, don't talk about Miss Patty. He's like, well, she dead. What difference does it make if I talk about her? I said, So he like, all right, whatever, just make sure you give me my money. So he gives it to him. He's sitting the accountant and he's like, as a matter of fact, I've been kicked out of better places. I don't need to stay where I'm not wanted. He's saying he have this chick that he could go chill with. And he's like, oh, all of a sudden you got a chick you could chill with. Well, go to hell, on and go chill with her, whatever, right? And Babyface was saying like, no, I don't care about what happened with Ray Sean. I said, this child, he's something else. So he go ahead to leave or whatever, right? And in the meantime, we get over to Madam. Madam couldn't sleep, so she went back downstairs or whatever, having her a glass of wine. Tommy asking her she good. He talking about something, I love you. And Joey is like, that's part of the problem. And of course, he like, mind your damn business. Madam told Joey, go ahead and get up out her face, go up to her bedroom. He's like, okay. So, Joey now tells Madam, like, I got something to tell you. And she tells him all about the fact of what went down with, little D, small D, okay, tiny D, baby D, a.k.a. Big D, all right? And she's like, really? First she was about to be kind of upset about it, but then she's like, oh, okay, well, that's interesting, good to know. Didn't see that one coming. So it's like, well, how do you know that he moved the body? Oh, I got a tracker on him and he at the hotel right now. And I'm like, so Tommy, you don't find it strange that this boy took a body out, okay, in a trash bag, but he got time to stop at the hotel and sleep? Wouldn't you be going to get rid of that body right away? I'm just saying, honey, I need you to go ahead and keep your eyes open, Tommy, your head on a swivel, and pay a whole lot more attention. You over here asking Madam, do she want you to come on in, okay, and open up those doors, child? And she was like, nah, but I'll probably let you eat it in the morning, okay? Not nothing going on tonight, right? And so he's like, okay. So we move on from there, and we basically, we move on from there and we get Fernando calling up Blue, child. I said, not the fake Madam phone call because she age, child. Oh, do you know who this is? You know who it is. And yeah, where are you? Why are you not home? Tell me where you are so I could come there and all of that. And she like, nah, I don't know who you are. Oh, you made me take out my wife or whatever the case may be. And she starts laughing like, oh, Fernando is you. So she's like, what is your problem? Why do you have all this been up, hostility? Is it because they was doing you in jail, okay? And she was like, oh yeah, they was, because you could tell that hit a button with him or whatever, right? And when she's asking him where, when he's asking her where she's at, no, she asked him where he's at, y'all, I'm sorry. He was like, well, obviously, what I'm saying, she ain't paying you that much money because your furniture is raggedy and it's cheap. I'm sitting over here in your house and you've been scared and ain't been coming home. And she like, well, if you bout it like that, then come find me. We can meet up anytime, any place, and I would not have a problem with that. He asking how long she been screwing his wife, how long she was screwing his wife. And she was like, listen, I was screwing her long enough, and when I made her come, I told her to say your name. He over here enough. And she was like, oh, is that making you mad? She know the buttons to push with him, and he like, you damn right it is. So when she was saying that they could meet up anytime, any place, okay, in my Janet Jackson voice, he was just basically like, I would love it. Absolutely. We could do that or whatever. I said, child, I hope Blue ain't about to sneak out and go meet him or nothing. Now we get on over to Dag on, Raggedy Behind, Small D, Tiny D, Little D hotel room. And Dom is right up in that bed. Oh, I think I drunk too much and this and that. I said, yeah, Dom, I thought you said you wasn't going there for that. I don't know if I can do this. And he's saying, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Let me see something and licking and all of this and that, right? And I'm going to go down and show you how it's done and whatever the case may be. And she, hee. So, child, when he goes down there, she was like, baby, you doing it sloppy, all right? But yet she was still asking him, do you have a condom? And he go to look in the drawer and it's like, oh, shoot, no, I don't have one in here, but I think I have one up, out at the car. So she like, well, make sure you put something on. And he like, yeah, I got you. I'm going to be right back. You stay right there. Don't move, So he go ahead and put his pants on and put on a robe. He go out to the car. So he opening up the trunk and I'm like, I'm confused. So we got the rubbers in the trunk. Baby, why he pulled down the plastic and Casanova talking about some, you had me in here mad long, I can't breathe. He like, I left a little hole there so you would be able to breathe, you good. So he's like, come on, get me out of here, man. And he like, nah, you gonna have to stay there for a minute because I got her inside in the room. And he tell him he gotta pee. And he's like, well, you gonna have to go ahead and pee. You know what I'm saying? You in plastic anyway. You gonna have to pee there. He talking about some, you was trying to kill me and it wasn't big enough the hole that you left or whatever. And he said, well, I had to try to make them, believe it or whatever. So he was like, you gonna have to stay there for a couple more hours. I got you. Casanova's like, you shitting me. He was like, what if they follow me? And he's like, okay, damn. So he was like, listen, if you get out this car, you gonna blow both of our covers. Now, I'm trying to figure out what they think they gonna do with Casanova to keep him safe, child. He talking about something, I saved your life. Don't worry. I said, all right, baby. Why, as soon as he closed that daggone trunk and was about to walk back in, surprise, but not a surprise, Imp is walking up like, so who was you talking to? I said, babe, what's about to happen, y'all? What is about to happen? What's about to go down? What did y'all think about this episode? What did y'all rate it? What did you like? What you don't like? What you think gonna happen? Because I don't know. Imp is drunk and high right now, okay? Even if he wasn't, I'm kind of like, are we about to see, like, let's get ready to rumble? Are we gonna fight? Is it gonna be a fight for you, right? How is Madam, Tommy, Blue, even Dom, because we know how hard Dom go for Madam. How are we gonna feel when we find out Mr. Little D, Small D, Corny D, Thirsty D is a cop? He down with the po-po, y'all. What we gonna do then? What we gonna do? Child, it's getting interesting. But that was the episode, y'all. Put it in the comments. Let me know what y'all, feel. Anything that I left out, child, put it down there. Let's discuss it down there. Give me a wave. Let me know you came by. Put some flames up in the sky, y'all. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you are so inclined. Till next time, y'all. Toodaloo.